You've seen how to catch an exception that's thrown by code you didn't write so that you can react to that code telling you that you've made a really fundamental error. You've seen how to add throw statements to your own code so that you can tell folks who call you, hey, you've made a really fundamental error. That's almost the entire story of exceptions. The part that I sort of flagged to you earlier that we needed to revisit, unwinding the stack. This is what happens when an exception gets thrown. As you've seen, the code after the throw does not execute. If the throw is actually inside a try, which almost never happens, control goes out of the try, everything left in the try is skipped in terms of execution, and in addition, any locally scoped variables that you declared inside that try block go out of scope, which generally means their lifetime ends, their destructors goes off, and they are cleaned up from what we call the stack. Usually, you don't have try if something throw whatever catch, because you could just have your if. You usually have the throw a couple levels down in some function that you called. So for example, we had the throw in the constructor of a person object. Vector had the throw in the at function, or in code called by the at function. So when that happens, the function that you're throwing from, that stops right there. Everything that was declared locally to that function goes out of scope, and control goes to the line that called the function. If the line that called the function was in a try, then we'd have the stuff I just told you about. Everything local to the try goes out of scope. If it wasn't in a try, then that function is all over and everything local to that function goes out of scope and control goes back to the line it was called from, and so forth all the way up. Now, if you get all the way out of main, that's when you get that dialogue that you saw in our very first demo when we did not have a try or a catch. At that point, the application's over. If I wasn't running under the debugger, you'd get that problem that says, whatever.exe has encountered a problem. Do you want to tell Microsoft about it? All that. It's over. Life is more interesting if we stay in the catch, because that's when memory management comes into play. If some of the lines that were skipped are lines that do cleanup for you, whether it's closing files, whether it's deleting memory that you allocated on the free store, whether it's letting go of locks or database connections, this kind of cleanup code may be what got skipped when the exception got thrown. That's where unwinding the stack becomes important, because it can actually help you solve this problem.